Hi viewers. So in this segment, let us see something about water technology. So water is a wonderful gift given by the nature to the mankind, and the purity of water is essential for all the process. So the purity and quality of water is characterized by various physico-chemical parameters. The two important parameters which we are going to discuss here are alkalinity and hardness. First, let us see what do you mean by alkalinity. See, the term alkalinity indicates, or it is something connected with basic character of water. So alkalinity can be defined as the capacity of water to neutralize acid. So alkalinity is the capacity of water to neutralize acid. So according to the amount of the alkalinity causing substance, the acid which you are adding will be neutralized. That is called as alkalinity. Okay, what are the ions going to cause alkalinity to water? So there are so many ions in soluble form causing alkalinity to water. The ions are hydroxide ion, carbonate ion, and bicarbonate ion. So these are the three ions responsible for alkalinity of water. This is hydroxide alkalinity. So alkalinity caused by hydroxide ion is called hydroxide alkalinity, and alkalinity due to carbonate ion, soluble carbonate, is called carbonate alkalinity, and alkalinity caused by bicarbonate ion is called bicarbonate alkalinity. So alkalinity is the capacity of water to neutralize acid. It is caused by the ions like carbonate, hydroxide, and bicarbonate present in soluble form. Accordingly, they are called as hydroxide, carbonate, and bicarbonate alkalinity. When we take a water sample, any one of these three ions may present, or any two combinations of these three ions may present. That means all the three may not coexist. So when we take a water sample, any one of the ion, any one of the three ion may exist, that is hydroxide ion alone, or carbonate ion alone, or bicarbonate ion. So any one of these three ions alone may present, or the three ions may present with these combinations. Hydroxide and carbonate, one combination, and the second one is carbonate and bicarbonate. See, the third combination which we can imagine is HCO3 bicarbonate and OH minus. So this combination does not exist in water. Reason is, when a water sample contain, or in any solution, if you have bicarbonate and hydroxide ion, these two will react to form water plus carbon dioxide, and thereby in a water sample these two ions, that is bicarbonate and hydroxide, cannot exist to give alkalinity to water. So when we take a water sample, any one of these three ions may present, hydroxide, carbonate or bicarbonate, or these three ions may present with only these two combinations, that is hydroxide and carbonate, carbonate and bicarbonate, but not bicarbonate and hydroxide. So as I specified earlier, in case if we expect to get bicarbonate and hydroxide ion present in a water sample, these two will combine to form water and carbon dioxide. Ultimately, these two cannot exist. Determination of alkalinity. Alkalinity of a water sample can be estimated by titrating the given water sample with standard acid. When we titrate the water sample with acid, that is H plus acid, the alkalinity causing substances are reacting in this manner. So these are the three chemical reactions we can expect to get in the estimation of alkalinity. And the first two titrations can be checked by using an indicator called phenolphthalein. See, for any titration, the indicator, choice of indicator is important. And according to the strength of acid and base, we can choose an indicator. When we titrate the water sample with acid, strong acid like sulfuric acid, hydroxide and H plus reaction, carbonate and H plus reaction can be checked accurately by taking phenolphthalein as an indicator, whereas the other indicator is methyl orange. This indicator will check all the three. Although we had a classification earlier, hydroxide alkalinity, carbonate alkalinity and bicarbonate alkalinity, alkalinity is broadly classified further into two types. One is phenolphthalein alkalinity, other one is methyl orange alkalinity. So this methyl orange alkalinity includes all the three, hydroxide, carbonate and bicarbonate alkalinity, whereas phenolphthalein alkalinity includes only hydroxide alkalinity and carbonate alkalinity. Again, here an important thing we have to listen. So the bicarbonate ion which is formed in the first step is carried over to the next step as well, besides the bicarbonate which is already present in water. So water may contain some bicarbonate and certain amount of bicarbonate might have formed in the second step, so which will be also added. So this phenolphthalein alkalinity, or in other words, so these are the two types of alkalinity. Let us see how these two are estimated. In the first determination, phenolphthalein alkalinity. So this phenolphthalein alkalinity corresponds to hydroxide and half of the carbonate present. So here we may get a doubt. So here I have taken this hydroxide alkalinity and carbonate alkalinity as phenolphthalein alkalinity. But when I am defining, it is the sum of hydroxide alkalinity and half of the carbonate alkalinity. What's the reason for it? The reason is, so this bicarbonate is not completely neutralized here, and that complete neutralization of carbonate will take place only when we use methyl orange as an indicator. So only one H2 plus is utilized here, but actually to neutralize a bicarbonate ion into carbon dioxide and water, we need 2 H2 plus ion. So only carbonate is half neutralized into bicarbonate. That's why it is taken as half of the carbonate present, and hydroxide alkalinity is taken as phenolphthalein alkalinity. So this phenolphthalein alkalinity, that is amount of acid consumed by phenolphthalein alkalinity, is equal to hydroxide alkalinity plus half of the carbonate present in the water sample. Okay, let us see the experimental procedure for this phenolphthalein alkalinity. It is very simple acid-base titration. Certain fixed volume of water sample is taken in a conical flask. So here water sample is taken in a conical flask. Into this phenolphthalein indicator is added. Since water is alkaline, the color of the sample will be, color of the mixer after adding indicator will be pink in color, because phenolphthalein will give pink color in alkaline medium, and we are taking standard acid in the burette. When we titrate it, the hydroxide and bicarbonate ions are neutralized. Of course, bicarbonate is only half neutralized to bicarbonate, and the end point is the disappearance of pink color. So the disappearance of pink color is giving you the end point. Volume corresponds to that end point is the sum of hydroxide and half of the carbonate present in that is taken as phenolphthalein alkalinity. So the second part in the determination is methyl orange alkalinity. Here we have taken certain volume of sample. Into that we have added phenolphthalein indicator. Color becomes pink. We titrated with standard acid by taking burette. End point is the disappearance of pink color. So into the same solution, listen carefully, into the same solution, that is the solution which we got at the end point, that is colorless now. Into that mixer you add methyl orange indicator, 2 to 3 drops. In all the cases, just by adding 2 to 3 drops of indicator will solve the purpose. When add methyl orange, the color of the solution will be, on adding methyl orange, the color of the solution will be orange. Okay. Now that orange color solution is titrated with same standard acid which you have taken there, we have to continue in the same solution, and the end point is the appearance of pink color. There disappearance of pink color. Here the end point is the appearance of pink color. So appearance of pink color is the end point. So let me say volume of acid consumed here is V1 ml and volume of acid consumed here is V2 ml. So their volume of acid, standard acid consumed is V1 ml. Here this V2 is the volume of acid after V1 ml. So this V2 is the extra acid consumed by methyl orange alone. So as a whole, the water sample has used V1 plus V2 ml of acid. For phenolphthalein, it is V1 ml. After phenolphthalein alkalinity, on adding methyl orange, the extra acid consumed is V2 ml. Right? So with these two values, we are going to get the actual alkalinity in terms of calcium carbonate with our calculation. So the determination of alkalinity. Before go to the calculation, let me just recollect the procedure which we have seen earlier. I am taking some 100 ml of water. So volume of water sample, that is V1, is 100 ml. Determination of alkalinity. Before go to the actual calculation, let me give a brief introduction on the procedure. So for my analysis, I have taken 100 ml of water sample. Normally, unlike our simple acid-based titration, there we used to take only 20 ml or 10 ml, but for water analysis, we have to take higher volumes. 100 ml of water I have taken. So volume of water is 100 ml. This is taken in a conical flask. Into this, as I specified earlier, adding 2 or 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator, titrated with a standard acid. The standard acid I have taken is N/50 sulfuric acid. This is the standard acid I have taken. So the strength of acid taken is N/50 sulfuric acid. So on titrating 100 ml of water by taking in conical flask, by adding phenolphthalein indicator using this acid, volume of acid consumed is V1 ml. So volume of acid is V1 ml. Strength of acid, that is N1, is equal to N/50 sulfuric acid, and volume of water is V2, that is 100 ml. By knowing all these three, by applying law of by knowing these three values, by using law of volumetric analysis, V1 into N1 is equal to V2 into N2, we can get normality of water, that is N2. So N2 is equal to, that is V1 into N1, 1 by N/50 . So this is N1 can be simply taken as 1/50, or otherwise this can be as 1/50 N sulfuric acid. That means strength is 1/50 N. So this is giving you the normality of water. By knowing this normality of water, we can get strength of water, we can get the alkalinity of water in terms of calcium carbonate using this expression. So alkalinity is not expressed in terms of normality or molarity or any other conventional units. It is expressed as calcium carbonate, because even hardness, which you are going to see, is going to be expressed in terms of hardness, just for comparison, and for simplicity in expression and calculation, we are expressing this in terms of calcium carbonate. Alkalinity in calcium carbonate is equal to normality, that is normality of water into equivalent weight of calcium carbonate into 1000, and we are getting the value in terms of ppm, parts per million, nothing but milligrams per liter. Substitute these values. V1 by 50 into 100, equivalent weight of calcium carbonate is 50. 50 into 1000 So this phenolphthalein alkalinity. So what we have done so far is phenolphthalein. So we have taken 100 ml of water, naphthalene, we titrated with sulfuric acid, and the volume consumed is V1 ml, and with that we calculated the normality of water by substituting the normality of water there, normality into equivalent weight of calcium carbonate into 100 for conversion factor, we are getting the value is 10 V1 ppm. So V1 is nothing but volume of acid consumed for phenolphthalein endpoint. So 10 into V1 ppm is giving you phenolphthalein alkalinity as calcium carbonate as per this. So in the same manner we can go for methyl orange alkalinity into the same sample. After getting this titer value, add 2 or 3 drops of methyl orange, continue the titration, and so this 10 V1 ppm is giving you phenolphthalein alkalinity as calcium carbonate. In the same manner we can get methyl orange alkalinity. Into the same mixer we have to add 2 or 3 drops of methyl orange, and this mixer is titrated with same 1 by 50 and sulfuric acid, and volume of acid consumed for this methyl orange alkalinity, volume of acid is equal to V2 ml. So this V2 ml is the extra volume, that is volume of acid consumed after this V1 ml of acid, that is taken as V2 ml. Total volume of acid used for both is V1 plus V2. So phenolphthalein alkalinity includes everything. Methyl orange alkalinity includes everything, both carbonate, bicarbonate and hydroxide alkalinity. So we have to add V1 and V2. From this we can get the normality of water. Normality of water is equal to total volume V1 plus V2 into this will give normality of water. By knowing the normality of water, we can get alkalinity, that is methyl orange alkalinity, as calcium carbonate. Using the same formula, normality into equivalent weight of calcium carbonate into 1000, V1 plus V2 by 100 into 50, equivalent weight of calcium carbonate 50, is equal to V1 plus V2 ppm. So 10 into V1 plus V2 ppm is giving you methyl orange alkalinity as calcium carbonate. That's all about the determination of alkalinity. Based on the values of phenolphthalein and methyl orange alkalinity we obtain with the titer values, we want to know the alkalinity caused by the individual ions. So what is the alkalinity caused by hydroxide or carbonate or bicarbonate? For that we are going for this analysis. So in case if phenolphthalein alkalinity is 0, that means no acid consumed by phenolphthalein. It is clear that there is no hydroxide and carbonate absent, because only the first two reactions are for phenolphthalein alkalinity. Once it is 0, then we can say surely hydroxide and carbonate are absent, and alkalinity it is due to only to bicarbonate ion. And the second case, phenolphthalein alkalinity is equal to methyl orange alkalinity. That means the titer values V1 and V2 are equal. So once phenolphthalein alkalinity is equal to methyl orange alkalinity, we can say phenolphthalein is equal to methyl orange. So all the three for methyl orange, first two for phenolphthalein. Once these two are equal, then we can say there is no bicarbonate contributed by carbonate. That means no carbonate is present. No carbonate is present in water, only bicarbonate is. So once phenolphthalein alkalinity is equal to methyl orange alkalinity, there is no carbonate or bicarbonate present, only hydroxide ion is present, because this value is equal to this. That means there is no carbonate. If there is some carbonate, then that will be in the form of bicarbonate. Methyl orange alkalinity will be more than phenolphthalein. So in this case there is no carbonate or bicarbonate. That is a condition when phenolphthalein alkalinity is equal to methyl orange alkalinity. The third case, phenolphthalein alkalinity, this part is equal to half of our methyl orange alkalinity. On seeing this, you can say there is no hydroxide ion, only carbonate is there. See, phenolphthalein alkalinity is half of methyl orange alkalinity. In other words, we can say twice the methyl orange alkalinity, twice the phenolphthalein alkalinity is equal to methyl orange alkalinity. Twice the methyl orange is equal to phenolphthalein. That means there is no bicarbonate. What is consumed here by methyl orange is the bicarbonate given by the carbonate in the second step. Solution does not contain any bicarbonate or hydroxide. It has only carbonate. That carbonate converted into bicarbonate. So twice the methyl orange, twice the phenolphthalein alkalinity is equal to carbonate. This is for complete neutralization. The fourth case, phenolphthalein alkalinity is greater than half of the alkalinity. So this phenolphthalein is greater than half of the alkalinity. Once phenolphthalein is equal to half of the methyl orange, then we can say there is only carbonate ion present. That is the case we have seen with the third one. Once this phenolphthalein alkalinity is greater than half of the methyl orange, phenolphthalein alkalinity greater than half of the methyl orange means there is no bicarbonate in water as it is. Water has only carbonate and hydroxide. For the half of the neutralization of carbonate, we need methyl orange minus this phenolphthalein, and for the complete neutralization, we need twice of this. Half of this we need M minus P, complete twice of this. Now we want to know the contribution due to OH minus, that is M methyl orange total, minus complete neutralization of carbonate 2 into M minus P, giving you 2P minus M. That is our hydroxide. And the last condition is phenolphthalein alkalinity is less than, this is less than half of methyl orange. Half of methyl orange. It indicates that there is no hydroxide, only carbonate and bicarbonate is present. Since there is no hydroxide, for the complete neutralization of carbonate, we need 2P, and for bicarbonate is present as well as formed in the second step, that is M minus 2P giving. So by using this, we can get the individual value of alkalinity contributed by each and every ion. So by taking a water sample, we can get various alkalinity, phenolphthalein alkalinity, methyl orange alkalinity using the indicator phenolphthalein methyl orange. By knowing the phenolphthalein and methyl orange alkalinity values, by incorporating those values here, we can get the alkalinity due to the individual ions present in that water sample. 100 ml of water sample on titration with 1/50 in sulfuric acid, 12 ml of acid consumed for phenolphthalein endpoint, and 15.5 ml of acid consumed for methyl orange endpoint. So phenolphthalein endpoint, that is 12 ml, methyl orange 15.5 ml. When we analyze these two, this phenolphthalein alkalinity is greater than half of methyl orange alkalinity. That means this water sample has only hydroxide and carbonate, no bicarbonate. And the formula for hydroxide is 2P minus M, 2 into phenolphthalein endpoint 12 minus methyl orange 15.5 8.5 ml. So from this we can go for alkalinity as calcium carbonate. Alkalinity is equal to so the difference is 8.5. Using that law of volumetric analysis, V1 into N1 is equal to V2 into N2, that is N2. V1 is V1 is the volume of acid and normality of the acid 1 by 50 and volume of water is 100. So we are getting the value here. So this one on multiplying with equivalent weight of, so we know the formula is normality into equivalent weight of calcium carbonate into 1000. So this will give the formula, this will give the alkalinity. On substituting the normality here, equivalent weight of calcium carbonate 50 here, multiply by 1000, we will be getting the value in terms of so the value we are getting is 85 ppm. So phenolphthalein endpoint is 12, methyl orange 15.5. So when we compare the value, this phenolphthalein endpoint is greater than half of methyl orange alkalinity. That means it has only hydroxide and carbonate. There is no bicarbonate. So first let us calculate the bicarbonate, alkalinity due to hydroxide, that is 2p minus m. We are getting 8.5. From that we are getting the normality of the acid, normality of water. By multiplying the normality of water with the equivalent weight of calcium carbonate, because we are going to convert the value as calcium carbonate, multiplied by 1000, we are getting 85 ppm. So this is the alkalinity as calcium carbonate due to hydroxide ion. So next one is due to carbonate, how much? So for carbonate, 2 into m minus p, alkalinity due to carbonate. So the value 2 into methyl orange 15.5 minus 12. So 2 into 3.5, that is 7. Using that formula, V1 into N1 is equal to V2 into N2. We can get the normality, that is N2 is equal to V1 into N1 by V2. So this V1 is the volume of acid 7, normality 1 by 50, volume of water 100. So this is giving you the normality of water. As we have done earlier, this normality multiplied with equivalent weight normality into equivalent weight 50 into 1000, the same thing, that is 7 divided by 100 into 50 into this 1000, we are getting 70 milligram, 70 ppm. ppm or milligram per liter, anyway we can express. So like this we can calculate. The third one is, so we got alkaline due to hydroxide, that was 85 earlier, and this is 70. When you are adding these two, you will get total alkalinity. There's a third one is total alkalinity. The sum of these two. Earlier we got 85 plus 70. These will give the total alkalinity.